Ramadan falls in the ninth month of the 12th-month Islamic calendar and is celebrated by over 1 billion Muslims worldwide. Let's look at the history behind Ramadan. Ramadan makes up the 5 pillars of Islam, and those 5 pillars are observing Shawm, which is complete fasting during the whole month of Ramadan, payment of el-Zakat, which is charity during Ramadan, performing the Hajj. The El-Hajj is the pilgrimage to Mecca, the holy land of Islam, and every Muslim should plan on making the Hajj sometime during their lifetime. Reciting the Shahada, which is the profession of faith, and performing Salah, which is the ritual prayers that are said 5 times a day. The Quran revealed the 5 pillars of Islam, and it is the Quran that the Muslims believe to be a revelation directly from God. It's widely regarded as the finest piece of literature in the Arabic language. Muslims believe that the Quran was verbally revealed by God to the Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad was the Muslim spiritual leader, or who the Muslims believe is a messenger of God. The Quran was verbally revealed from God to the Prophet during the month of Ramadan. As mentioned before, Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. The Islamic calendar follows the lunar calendar, which means that the months follow the cycles of the moon. The Islamic calendar is also only 355 days long, unlike the Western solar calendar, which is 365 days long. So unlike a holiday like Christmas, which falls on the same date every year, Ramadan begins on a different date each year because the Islamic year is shorter than the Western calendar year. Ramadan is a season of fasting and learning to give that ends with the festivities of Eid-al-Fitr as the reward. Eid involves feast with friends, fancy clothes, and festivities. Everyone loves the festivities of Eid and the journey through Ramadan to get to Eid. Any Muslim, 12 years or older, can observe a fast from dawn to dusk during Ramadan. No food is eaten during the fast, and they don't even drink any water. In addition, no smoking, no gossiping, no saying anything malicious, nothing bad, against another person is allowed. Fasting is intended to help teach Muslims self-discipline, self-restraint, and generosity. It reminds them of the suffering of the poor who rarely get to eat well. It's common to have one meal, known as el-Suhoor, just before sunrise, and another known as el-Iftar, directly after sunset. Although not required, some observers even manage to stop swallowing their own saliva during the fasting hours of Ramadan. Can you imagine the dedication that would take? Ramadan's a month of good deeds and charitable activities. In addition, many Muslims attempt to read the entire Quran at least once during the Ramadan period. There's also special services in mosques during which the Quran is read. Because Ramadan is a time to spend with friends and family, the fast is typically broken with families coming together to share in the evening meal, the el-Iftar. A question that comes to mind is whether younger children fast. Yes, they can, and in many families, kids as young as 4 or 5 are encouraged to fast for at least a few hours a day during Ramadan to help them begin to appreciate the significance of this holy month. As they get a little older, most families encourage their children under 12 to fast for at least half a day until they reach 12 years old, when they can start fasting for the complete dawn to dusk period. Interestingly, many who are approaching 12 look forward to being old enough to fast for a full day because it means they're becoming an adult. The end of Ramadan is marked by the big celebration of Eid-al-Fitr, the festival of the breaking of the fast. Wherever a Muslim lives, be it in one of the Middle Eastern countries, in Indonesia, which is the country with the world's largest Muslim population, or even in London, Paris, Dearborn, Michigan, they all start their end of Ramadan celebrations by going to their mosque for special congregational prayers to give thanks to God. At Eid, people dress in their finest clothes, adorn their homes with lights and decorations, give treats to children, and enjoy visiting friends. A sense of generosity, charity, gratitude, and happiness fill the air during the month of Ramadan. The celebrations of Eid-al-Fitr makes Ramadan and Eid one of the jolliest of festivals. Do you or your friends know anyone celebrating Ramadan and Eid-al-Fitr? Do they observe a fast? Be sure to join them in some fasting and the festivities.